Modeling and FE analysis of spot weld in a structure. Abstract. In this project we are going to analyze the BIW, body in white, using ANSYS software under the static loading. The BIW consists mainly two-part, i.e. top hat and flat plate, which are joined together by using resistance spot weld. Spot welds made by resistance spot welding are used extensively in automotive engineering. However, owing to increasing demands in the use of advanced and lightweight materials, resistance spot welding has become a popular alternative for producing spot welds. Because of the complexity and uncertainties of resistance spot welds and thus formed structures, the finite element, FE, modeling of the welds for dynamics analysis is a research issue. In this project first outlines some of the existing modeling of top hat and analyzed by using ANSYS software for different materials and positions of spot welds. Solid 185, tetrahedral 4-node 185, elements is used FE modeling. In this work by using ANSYS V14.5 software we going to generate mesh BIW part and model generated by using CATIA V5 software. Keywords: resistance spot welding, CATIA V5 ANSYS V14.5 and FIA. 2 objectives. The literature review on strength and ductility of sheet metal BIW part shows that behavior of while static loading under different position of spot weld is of interest to many and varied aspects and parameters for analysis. The design of sheet metal BIW part while static loading has to choose the variety of parameters which include geometrical parameters, different types of sheet materials, size of sheet, etc. Hence it is of interest to analyze some of the sheet metal BIW part for different materials and different position of spot weld, varying some all of the parameters like plate thickness, various sheet material, sizes of sheet compared to the different spot weld position analysis on various loading condition, finding the suitable materials and the best position of spot in BIW part. 3. Scope and methodology. Introduction. Resistance welding is the most commonly used method for joining steel sheets. No filler metal is needed and the heat required for the weld pool is created by means of resistance when a high welding current is directed through the welded work pieces. An electroconductive contact surface is created between the work pieces by pressing them together. Contact is made using the shape of either the welded surfaces of the work pieces or the shape of the electrodes. Water-cooled electrodes made of alloyed copper are used in resistance welding. Electrodes convey a pressing force to the joint and direct the welding current to the joint in the appropriate manner. After welding, the electrodes rapidly cool down the welded joint. Work stages in resistance welding are very fast. The surfaces to be welded do not usually need to be cleaned before welding, in addition to which the weld does not usually require grinding or post-heating. The resistance welding process can be easily automated. Resistance welding is a highly efficient production method that is particularly well suited for automated production lines and mass production. Therefore there is scope for changing the position of spot weld in BIW part and analyze static structural analysis in BIW part and to find out the suitable materials and best position of the spot weld in BIW part. The proposed work include following step. Study of literature review on various work reported. Selecting some of BIW part are available. The geometrical model shall be prepared for the varied position of spot on BIW part. CAD model is prepared using various tool CATIA version 5. i.e. extrude, revolve, mirror, etc. The analysis results obtained shall help to identify the region of stress concentration and best position of spot in BIW part. Modeling of BIW part. Plate. Plate length 564 mm, width 110 mm. Thickness of the plate T equals 1.5 mm. Top hat. Length 110 mm. Height 29 mm. Length of top hat equals 564 mm. 4 sheet metal plate, BIW part, view nomenclature. V material selection. 6 finite element analysis for spot welds in a structure. Meshing of model. The element used is tetrahedral elements. Support of sheet metal, BIW part. All the boundary condition fixed support and force are applied in combined manner on sheet metal BIW part assembly as shown in figure 10. The first doing the analysis setting and time setting find out the shear stress and equivalent stresses, for different materials and position of spot weld in BIW part. Equivalent stresses for sheet metal BIW part. Result when spot at corner. Material structural steel. Material aluminum alloy. Material magnesium alloy. Result when spot weld at near to bend. Material structural steel. Material aluminum alloy. Material magnesium alloy. Result when spot at middle position. Conclusion. CAD model of the BIW part of sheet metal plate assemblies is generated in CATIA V5 and this model is imported to ANSYS 14.5 for processing work. For different position of spot weld by static structural analysis. Following are the conclusions from the above results obtained. Equivalent stress is maximum for steel when spot weld at middle as compared to other materials and position of spot weld. Shear stress is approximately same for all materials and different position of spot weld. Future scope. Following work may form the scope for future work. Fatigue analysis by varying the position of spot weld of BIW part of sheet metal plate. Further work on different shape of BIW part of sheet metal plate, analyzed by using experimental data.